Mahomes was on a podcast, Rob Riggle, the comedian. He was talking about LRZ, our guy, Newt's guy, which is perfect because we're going to be talking about some rugby football stuff tonight. But I wanted to play what Mahomes had to say. He was raving about LRZ. Get your reaction to what he had to say, JD, and get the chat's reaction as well. And then we're going to move on to talking about rugby versus the NFL football, because we've been getting a lot of comments, questions about that from our friends over on the other side of the pond about what it looks like comparatively to the NFL. So we're gonna show Patrick Mahomes' segment right here.
Okay.
People ask me about him all the time. I'm like, I don't know much about him. Is he? Are you thinking about him like a slot back type of receiver?
So we're starting him at running back. He's going to do a lot of special team stuff, and he can actually catch. And so it looks different. He catches it like he's catching a rugby, but he never drops the football. So you don't complain on it. And I think what's been the best part about it is he works his tail off, man. I mean, he understands he needs to get better. He needs to continue to work. But the athletic ability is unreal. I mean, the 24 miles per hour, or whatever they clocked him at in rugby, is real. Like, he's fast, and it's awesome. Just about him learning football now compared to rugby. And he's got the toughness, but until he gets in the game and understands how to move and how to use that athletic ability, you don't know exactly where he's at. But when he's in space, man, he can make stuff happen.
So JD, obviously a lot there from Mahomes on LRZ. I think the thing that stands out to me is a lot of special teams. That quote where he says a lot of special teams for him, and which is what we've been saying on the show. That's going to be his golden ticket on this team. And I'm happy to hear that Mahomes said a lot of special teams and emphasized that. Mm-hmm. But everything else there, he catches the ball, a little unorthodox approach to catching the ball, which we'll talk about why that is, what he's used to. But he doesn't drop any passes, and that kind of goes hand in hand with what's been said already about him. But what do you make of what Pat's saying about our guy LRZ?
No, I mean, shoot. I mean, Pat's been watching him, and everything he's saying, I could see. I could definitely see that. Definitely running back is a position for him to be. I think because, when you're in rugby, when I watch rugby, I've been watching rugby a lot for the past couple of weeks, getting a little bit more. We're going to have a rugby coach come on, Marcus, probably in a couple of weeks to talk about some of these things. But, handing the ball off or pitching it to him is the kind of the norm for him, right? And so it looks like the perfect position at being running back for him. Same thing with being a special team. Special teams is suited primarily for a guy like LRZ, okay? Because you have a lot of space, but they have a lot of space in rugby. He's able to get the returns, catch the ball the way he wants to. We talked about him catching on the side. As long as he catches the football, that's what matters, right? And so you can catch it like this over your head, and if you catching it okay, all right, we can run with that. But he just talking about how much of a special talent he is. The athletic ability shows up a lot on the field. That's a great sign. That is an absolute great sign. So Patrick seems very excited for LRZ to be out there on the field, see what he can do. And it's like you said, when pads come on, that will be the telltale sign to where he's going to be. And I like, because we talk about just tempering things, right? The process of getting better. And so I think that's what everybody needs to really embrace, is the process that LRZ is going through to get better. It may take a little time. It may take week 3 or 4. He may be on the practice squad. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. This guy is coming from being a star in rugby to come into the NFL, which is the best of the best, right? We got guys that have played football for their entire lives that may not make an NFL football team. So we understand it's going to be a little difficult, a little a transition for LRZ, who's coming from playing rugby to the NFL. So I don't think anybody needs to set any type of crazy expectations like LRZ is going to be the starting running back in the NFL and whatnot, right? Like they showed the guy that's up there with the Bills. I can't think of his name right now, who's a rugby guy. He scored on his first time he got the football. I can't think of his name, right? And they talked about him. But they also start talking about when he was running, he would do a lot of jukes and stuff like that and kind of get tackled too, because he was used to kind of doing that in rugby. So that's what I'm looking for, man. I'm very ecstatic to watch LRZ when he comes in, when he has the pads on, to see his progression. And if he deserves his time, he's put it in to be out on the field. he's going to earn it. He's going to earn it. So
one of the biggest arguments that I've heard from fans that don't like when we said the practice squad bit, because we've mentioned that before. Because I mean it's a process. I mean, the guy's new to football. Is the fact that he's got too much hype, where that a team would snatch him from our practice squad he would never make it there because the team was going to snatch him up because he's got so much hype surrounding him. Especially when you have a lot of teams in the NFL who want to sell jerseys and they're not going to be like a Carolina Panthers type team. They're like, okay, well, we know this guy's selling jerseys across the pond. He'll make us money at least. At least we can pick this guy up. You know, he may not play a lot, but he'll be on our active roster. I don't know, but that's been the argument that a lot of people are saying, that he won't make it to our practice squad because he's got so much hype surrounding him.
Well, let me be clear on this. We're not in the business of selling jerseys. We're in the business of winning championships and bringing it here to Kansas City. That's the business what the Kansas City Chiefs are in. We want to have a great relationship, without a doubt, with the rugby world. And I think LRZ is going to be that fit for us to do that and make it so. But make no mistake about it, man. It's all about winning. It really is. And so I think it's important for LRZ. Let's just say he's not with the Chiefs and somebody that scenario happens, right? Hypothetical, whatever. I think it's just going to be a good thing for the NFL. Okay. And so those things are very, very important, that we're still trying to at least build this collaboration with rugby to make it a big thing, right? We just want to bring some of those fans over so they can see. And we believe that LRZ might be that pathway or that guy to bring it in, that catalyst to bring more guys to this NFL world. But I don't believe that, you know, if you throw him on the practice squad, teams are just going to be scrambling to get him for the jersey. If that's going to be the case, man, I mean, hey, more power to him, right? And true, we love to, we wish you the best, LRZ. But I think LRZ is looking to get on the 53-man roster. Okay, he's not looking to just sell jerseys. I know somebody said he's going to get a lot of fan base with the women. LRZ wants to win. He wants to be part of a championship. He wants to be able to show that he's able to do this, be able to make this transition. And I'm all for it. I think everybody else here is all for it too. And sometimes it's going to take a little time. It may take a little patience. Maybe LRZ may not want to do that. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, though, that he said this in the fact that he, while we think it's an unorthodox way of catching the ball, I mean, he's got good hands, apparently, according to Pat. And I'll take what Pat has to say on the matter. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.